Continue button row 6 of 6. Press options button to start. 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 Press option.
Action, knowledge, come with me. We must witness this together.
Forsyth? You're afraid. We all are.
No. I am just sad that it has come to this. Shall we begin? Hello, friend.
We didn't mean to startle you.
Your bravery and creativity inspired us to seek your aid. You see, our world is under attack.
It's being devoured.
And it is a danger only you can prevent. Time is of the essence. Will you help us? Thank you. Now step forward, brave hero, and join us.
Hang on to your stomach. This'll just take a second.
Welcome. I'm afraid we have much to ask of you.
HBUAMSALINK. Play with friends across platforms mode. Hero 1, Hero 2, Hero 5, Hero 10 of 10 touchpad, Hero 6, Hero 10 of 10 touchpad. New feature witches, new feature witches, pots and cauldrons, new witches, pots and cauldrons, the piglins, with new witches, pots and cauldrons, the piglins have, with new feature, new campaign button 1 of, select game screen my cut, New game world select button 1 of 2 start and cost. New game world select button game 2 of 1 of 4 stories. I want to focus on the story and have loading. 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 Online connection lost. Loading. Loading.
Hello!
I hope you're feeling okay. That kind of trip always upsets my stomach.
Thank you for having the courage to come. I am Foresight.
I'm Action.
And I'm Knowledge.
I wish we had met under different circumstances, but this world is under attack, and we need your help. Foul creatures known as the piglins have emerged from their fiery home, and they mean to conquer this peaceful land and all the creatures that live here.
We need your help to make sure that doesn't happen. But don't worry, you won't be alone.
Behold, I always wanted to say that. We present to you,
Gifts!
with the right melodies from this loot, the LAs will gather your resources, keep them safe for you, and build whatever you need.
Within this case burn the flames of creation. The flames will call upon friends to fight by your side. These golems helped us shape the overworld, and now they will help you defend it.
And last, but not least, this is the banner of courage. Raise it high, and this world will rise to your aid.
The piglins' hunger is insatiable. They already have a foothold in the overworld, and if they are not stopped, they will devour everything.
We didn't prepare the creatures of our world for this day, but we believe you can.
That's why we called upon you. If there is any hope, it's you.
Hello?
We don't have much time, but just enough to show you a thing or two about these tools. There's no telling what you'll face in the overworld now that the piglins are here. So the sooner you master these tools, the better. Head over to Action and we'll get started.
Gather with up directional button, send yes to team down directional button, send no to team left directional button, think I will build right directional button, think ask to build. Gather wood.
Great! Now let's get to work.
The overworld is filled with resources you can gather to help you fight the piglins. And that's where the LAs come in. Play the right melody on your lute, and they'll gather anything for you.
Let's start by playing the melody to gather wood.
Gather with up directional button, send yes to team down directional button, send no to team left directional button, think I will build right directional button, think ask to build. Gather wood. Gather with up directional button, send yes to team down directional button, send no to team left. Art's sister comes says, I will gather wood. Gather wood. Gather wood up directional button, send yes to team down directional button, send no to team left directional button, think I will build right directional button, think ask to build. Gather wood up directional button, send yes to team down directional button, send no to team left directional button, think I will build right directional button, think ask to build. Gather wood up directional button, send yes to team down directional button, send no to team left directional button, think I will build right directional button, think ask to build. Gather wood. Gather wood up directional button, send yes to team down directional button, send no to team left directional button, think I will build right directional button, think ask to build. Gather wood.
Make your way to where Action is and use your loot to gather some stone.
Nice work.
Let's do that again. This time, play the melody for gathering stone.
Gather wood up directional button, send yes to team down directional button, send no to team left direction. Arts' sister comes says, can someone gather wood? Gather stone up directional button, send yes to team down directional button, send no to team left directional button, think I will build right directional button, think ask to build. Gather stone.
Now you've got the resources you need. That's step one. Step two is playing the melody that will inspire the LAs to build what you need.
Hey, build some stairs so you can come and join me up here.
Structure hotbar selected, use up directional button, down directional button, right directional button to change ramp selected, melody 1R1, use L1 R1 to navigate. Village hotbar selected, use up directional button, down directional button, left directional button to change selected, melody 1R0, use L1 R1 to navigate. Ramp up directional button, send yes to team down directional button, send
You know
no
the
to
platforms
team
the
left
LAs built
directional
can be
button,
used as
think
stairs
I will
too.
build right
It just depends on
directional
how you
button,
look at it.
ask to build. Ramp. Ramp up directional button, send yes to team down directional button, send no to team
Remember,
left directional
you have all the
button,
tools
think
you
I
need
will
to build a
right
staircase
directional
using a
button,
platform.
think ask to build. Ramp up directional button, send yes to team down directional button, send no to team left directional button, think I will build right directional button, think ask
We do
to
need
build.
to hurry.
Ramp up directional button, send yes to team down directional button, send no to team left directional button, think I will build right
Well
directional
done.
button, think
Stairs are
ask
going to save
build.
you a lot of time out
Ramp.
there.
You'll use flames of creation to call your friends to battle. Lapis will keep these flames burning bright. Take some from that chest to play a spawner melody.
Village hotbar selected, use up directional button, down directional button, left directional button to change selected, melody 1 of 0, use L1 R1 to navigate.
Now,
Resourcing
let's light
hotbar
those
selected,
flames.
use down directional
Use
button,
the
left
spawner melodies to
directional
call the
button, right
golems you met
directional
earlier.
button to change, gather stone selected, melody 2 up to use L1 R1 to navigate. Summons hotbar selected, use up directional button, left directional button, right directional button to change, flank golem spawner selected, melody 1 of 2, use L1 R1 to navigate. Cobblestone golem spawner up directional button, send yes to team down directional button, send no to team left directional button, think I will build right directional button, think
Each spawner
ask to
holds the
build.
flames of creation that will
Cobblestone
call upon
golem
your
spawner.
allies.
Put
Flank
those spawners
golem
to work.
spawner up
Summon some
directional button,
friends.
send yes to team down directional button, send no to team left directional button, think I will build right directional button, think ask to build. Flank golem spawner.
Hello, everybody.
The golems are new to battle, but they'll rally behind you. Use the banner of courage to bring your friends over to me. Excellent. If you want the golems to stop following you, use your banner again to ask them to stop. Nicely done.
There you go. You can also use the banner to send your friends in any direction you want. Send them over to action.
Hello, little friends.
The idea of piglins inside the Well of Fate is terrible. So we created some false piglins so you can practice using the banner in combat. If you don't take out those barracks, the piglins will never stop. real fight, and the piglins won't stand a chance.
It is good that you are ready, as I must ask we get moving. One of the villages has just been attacked.
Oh no! Quickly, come with us. We'll get you out into the world.
Thank you again for your courage. We are honored to have you as an ally.
We'll be with you every step of the way.
Loading. 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 Resourcing hotbar selected. Use down directional button, left directional button, right directional button to change. Gather with selected melody 1 out to use L1 R1 to navigate.
Welcome to our world. We would love to introduce you properly, but a
Gather
village needs
stone
your help.
selected melody 2 out to
Please,
use
go
L1
to
R1 to navigate. Gather with selected melody 1
I've
out
marked
to
the
use
village
L1
that's
R1
under
to
attack
navigate.
on the compass and in the world for you, so you can easily find it. I'll also mark areas where you're
Gather
needed
stone
with a
selected
beacon of
melody
light
2 out
to help you
use L1
navigate to
R1
them
to
better.
navigate. Gather with selected melody 1 out to use L1 R1 to navigate. Toolbar unit direct _ frontline _ category name hotbar selected. Use up directional button.
We
down
provided you with some
directional button,
starting
left
resources,
directional
but
button,
remember
right
that the allays
directional
can gather
button
more
to
for
change
you
all
while you
mobs.
make your way.
Selected melody 1 out
Busy
to
allays
use
are
L1
hacking
R1
allays.
to navigate. Gather with selected melody 1 out to use L1 R1 to navigate. Summons hotbar selected. Use up directional button, left directional button, right directional button to change blank golem spawner. Selected melody 1 out to use L1 R1 to navigate. Resourcing hotbar selected. Use down directional button, left directional button, right directional button to change. Gather with selected melody 1 out to use L1 R1 to navigate. Gather stone up directional button, send yes to team down directional button, send no to team left directional button, ping. I will build right directional button, ping. Ask to build. Toolbar unit direct _ frontline _ category name hotbar selected. Use up directional button, down directional button, left directional button, right directional button to change all mobs. Selected melody 1 out 6 use L1 R1 to navigate. Gather with village hotbar selected. Use up directional button, down directional button, left directional button to change. Selected melody 1 out 0 use L1 R1 to navigate. Flank golem spawner. Cobblestone golem spawner selected melody 2 up to use L1 R1 to navigate. Cobblestone golem spawner.
ledge. Get over there quickly. Oh no!
Those little pink monsters must be stopped. Don't forget, build spawners to summon allies to fight by your side. The villagers will gather up resources over time. Check back later.
The immediate danger is over, but the village is devastated. The piglins have ruined the fountain.
A carpenter hut will repair nearby structures. Get the LAs to work building one for you.
Structure hot are selected. Use up directional button, down directional button, right directional button to change ramp. Selected melody 1 of 5. Use L1 R1 to navigate.
You have all the tools to repair the broken fountain. If you don't have enough wood or stone, make sure you gather them. That's a perfect spot. The carpenter hut will have the fountain flowing again in no time.
What a relief! The water flows again.
The piglins are rallying on the outskirts of the village. I think another attack is on the way. Better build up some defenses while there's still time.
Arrow tower selected melody 4 of 5. Use L1 R1 to navigate.
Arrow towers will work well to defend this village.
Directional button, down directional button, right directional button to change. Arrow tower selected melody 4 of 5. Use L1 R1 to navigate. Arrow tower.
These defenses will work well to keep the village safe.
Directional button, send yes to team, down directional button, send no to team, left directional button, think I will build, right directional button, think ask to build. Arrow tower. Arrow tower off directional button, send yes to team, down directional button, send no to team, left directional button, think I will build, right directional button, think ask to build. Gather stone selected melody 2 of 2. Use L1 R1 to navigate. 2 of our unit direct underscore frontline underscore category name hotbar selected. Use up directional button, down directional button, left directional button, right directional button to change all mark selected melody 1 of 6. Use L1 R1 to navigate. Center hotbar selected. Use up directional button, left directional button, right directional button to change cobblestone golem spawner and affordable selected melody 2 up to use L1 R1 to navigate.
The piglins are close. Don't forget, your golem friends want to help too.
Flank golem spawner and affordable selected melody 1 up to use L1 R1 to navigate. Structure hotbar selected. Use up directional button, down directional button, right directional button to change arrow tower and affordable selected melody 4 up 5 use L1 R1 to navigate. Extendable up directional button.
The piglins are here.
Team down directional
Brace
button,
yourself,
send
hero.
to team left directional button. Think I will build right directional button. Think and to build. Extendable up directional button, send yes to team down directional button, send no to team left directional button, think I will build right directional button, think ask to build.
The piglins will attack from all sides, so be sure to check your compass to see where they're coming from.
Extendable up directional button, send yes to team down directional button, send no to team left directional button, think I will build right directional button, think ask to build. Extendable up directional button, send yes to team. Arts' sister comes says yes.
The piglins are trying to destroy the fountain.
Extendable. Engage in affordable selected melody 3 1 5 use L1 R1 to navigate. Hotbar selected, use up directional button, left directional button, right directional button to change cobblestone golem spawner and affordable selected melody 2 up to use L1 R1 to navigate.
If you run out of flames to summon new helpers, you can always use the spawners to swap old units for new ones.
Hotbar selected, use up directional button, down directional button, left directional button to change selected melody 1 out 0 use L1 R1 to navigate. Arts' sister says I will build a cobblestone golem spawner requires 25 wood and 25 stone.
Protect the fountain. It's everything to the villagers.
The attack.
You've done it! Village saved! We knew you'd do it.
The villagers are thrilled that you defended their fountain. They've put some extra resources in the chest for you as a special thank you.
The villagers are peaceful but want to help where they can. As gratitude, you can count on their resourcefulness to keep you in the fight.
They'll keep gathering materials for you while you're out saving the day.
The piglins are planning something. I know it.
But this time we have the advantage. If you can shut down the piglin outposts surrounding the village, we might be able to push back this invasion.
Gather with selected melody 1 up to use L1 R1 to navigate. Gather with up directional button, send yes to team down directional button, send no to team left directional button.
Sometimes rushing into a fight isn't the best option. Your banner has some more advanced commands that will let you lead your allies from a position of safety. Use your banner to look at the fight from a new perspective. I like to call it Banner View. Excellent. With Banner View, you'll be able to better choose how you want to approach the fight ahead. Now, go ahead and send only one ally into the fight. Anyone will do.
Extend to the wall up directional button, send yes to team down directional button, send no to team left directional button, think I will build right directional button, think ask to build. Extend to the wall. Extend to the wall up directional button, send yes to team down directional button, send no to team left directional button, think I will build right directional button, think ask to build. Extend to the wall. Extend to the wall up directional button, send yes to team down directional button, send no to team left directional button, think I will build right directional button, think ask to build. Extend to the wall. Gate selected, melody 3 of 5, use L1 R1 to navigate. Arrow tower up directional button, send yes to team down directional button, send no to team left directional button, think I will build right directional button, think ask to build. Arrow tower up directional button, send yes to team down directional button, send no to team left directional button, think I will build right directional button, think ask to build. Gate. Gate up directional button, send yes to team down directional button, send no to team left directional button, think I will build right directional button, think ask to build. Extend to the wall up directional button, send yes to team down directional button, send no to team left directional button, think I will build right directional button, think ask to build. Extend to the wall up directional button, send yes to team down directional button, send no to team left directional button, think I will build right directional button, think ask to build. Extend to the wall. Gate selected, melody 3 of 5, use L1 R1 to navigate. Arrow tower up directional button, send yes to team down directional button, send no to team left directional button, think I will build right directional button, think ask to build. Arrow tower up directional button, send yes to team down directional button, send no to team left directional button, think I will build right directional button, think ask to build. Gate up directional button, send yes to team down directional button, send no to team left directional button, think I will build right directional button, think ask to build. Extend to the wall up directional button, send yes to team down directional button, send no to team left directional button, think I will build right directional button, think ask to build. Extend to the wall up directional button, send yes to team down directional button, send no to team left directional button, think I will build right directional button, think ask to build. Extend to the wall. Extend to the wall up directional button, send yes to team down directional button, send no to team left directional button, think I will build right directional button, think ask to build. Extend to the wall up directional button, send yes to team down directional button, send no to team left directional button, think I will build right directional button, think ask to build. Extend to the wall up directional button, send yes to team down directional button, send no to team left directional button, think I will build right directional button, think ask to build. Extend to the wall up directional button, send yes to team down directional button, send no to team left directional button, think I will build right directional button, think ask to build. Extend to the wall up directional button, send yes to team down directional button, send no to team left directional button, think I will build right directional button, think ask to build. Arrow tower up directional
There's a
button,
lot of
send yes
overworld
to
to
team down
explore,
directional
but
button,
first you
send no
should see to
team
those
left
outposts.
directional button, think I will build right directional button, think ask to build. Arrow tower. Arrow tower up directional button, send yes to team down directional button, send no to team left directional button, think I will build right directional button, think ask to build. Gate selected, melody 3 of 5, use L1
That village
R1
attack
to
could happen
navigate.
any moment now.
Gate up
You have to go
directional
after the new
button, send
piglin
yes to team
outposts.
down directional button, send no to team left directional button, think I will build right directional button, think ask to build. Gate. Extend to the wall selected, melody 2 of 5, use L1 R1 to navigate. Ramp up directional button, send yes to team down directional button, send no to team left directional button, think I will build right directional button, think ask to build. Extend the wall up directional button, send yes to team down directional button, send no to team left directional button, think I will build right directional button, think ask to build. Extend the wall up directional button, send yes to team down directional button, send no to team left directional button, think I will build right directional button, think ask to build. Extend the wall up directional button, send yes to team down directional button, send no to team left directional button, think I will build right directional button, think ask to build. Extend the wall. Extend the wall up directional button, send yes to team down directional button, send no to team left directional button, think I will build right directional button, think ask to build. Extend the wall up directional button, send yes to team down directional button, send no to team left directional button, think I will build right directional button, think ask to build. Extend the wall. Resourcing hotbar selected, use down directional button, left directional button, right directional button to change, gather with selected melody 1 of 2, use L1R1 to navigate. Gather wood, gather wood. Gather wood up directional button, send yes to team down directional button, send no to team left directional button, think I will build right directional button, think ask to build. Gather wood up directional button, send yes to team down directional button, send no to team left directional button, think I will build right directional button, think ask to build. Resourcing hotbar selected, use down directional button, left directional button, right directional button to change, gather with selected melody 1 of 2, use L1R1 to navigate. Gather wood. Summons hotbar selected, use up directional button, left directional button, right directional button to change, blank golem spawner selected melody 1 of 2, use L1R1 to navigate. Extend the wall up directional button, send yes to team down directional button, send no to team left directional button, think I will build right directional button, think ask to build. Extend the wall up directional button, send yes to team down directional button, send no to team left directional button, think I will build right directional button, think ask to build. Extend the wall. Gate selected melody 3 of 5, use L1R1 to navigate. Arrow tower selected melody 4 of 5, use L1R1 to navigate. Arrow tower, arrow tower, arrow tower up directional button, send yes to team down directional button, send no to team left directional button, think I will build right directional button, think ask to build. Arrow tower, arrow tower. Arrow tower up directional button, send yes to team down directional button, send no to team left directional button, think I will build right directional button, think ask to build. Extend the wall up directional button, send yes to team down directional button, send no to team left directional button, think I will build right directional button, think ask to build. Extend the wall. Gate selected melody 3 of 5, use L1R1 to navigate. Arrow tower, arrow tower, arrow tower up directional button, send yes to team down directional button, send no to team left directional button, think I will build right directional button, think ask to build. Arrow tower, ramp selected melody 1 of 5, use L1R1 to navigate. Extend the wall up directional button, send yes to team down directional button, send no to team left directional button, think I will build right directional button, think ask to build.
Don't forget about those outposts.
Extend the wall up directional button, send yes to team down directional button, send no to team left directional button, think I will build right directional button, think ask to build. Gather wood up directional button, send yes to team down directional button, send no to team left directional button, think I will build right directional button, think ask to build. Gather wood. Structure hotbar selected, use up arts as sister come says, can someone build extendable wall, requires 3 wood. Arrow tower up directional button, send yes to team down directional button, send no to team left directional button, think I will build right directional button, think ask to build. Extendable wall. Extend the ball up directional button, send yes to team down directional button, send no to team left directional button, think I will build right directional button, think ask to build. Extend the ball up directional button, send yes to team down directional button, send no to team left directional button, think I will build right directional button, think ask to build. Extend the ball. Gate and affordable selected melody 3 of 5 use L1 R1 to navigate. Arrow tower up directional button send yes to team down directional button send no to team left directional button think I will build right directional button think ask to build. Resourcing hotbar selected use down directional button left directional button right directional button to change gather with selected melody 1 of 2 use L1 R1 to navigate. Gather with up directional button send yes to team down directional button send no to team left directional button think I will build right directional button think ask to build. Gather wood. Village hotbar selected use up directional button down directional button left directional button to change selected melody 1 of 0 use L1 R1 to navigate. Resourcing hotbar selected use down directional button left directional button right directional button to change gather with selected melody 1 of 2 use L1 R1 to navigate. Gather stone up directional button send yes to team down directional button send no to team left directional button think I will build right directional button think ask to build. Gather stone up directional button send yes to team down directional button send no to team left directional button think I will build right directional button think ask to build. Gather stone. Village hotbar selected use up directional button down directional button left directional button to change selected melody 1 of 0 use L1 R1 to navigate. Resourcing hotbar selected use down directional button left directional button right directional button to change gather stone selected melody 2 of 2 use L1 R1 to navigate. Gather stone. Gather stone. Gather stone up directional button send yes to team down directional button send no to team left directional button think I will build right directional button think ask to build. Gather stone up directional button send yes to team down directional button send no to team left directional button think I will build right directional button think ask to build. Gather wood up directional button send yes to team down directional button send no to team left directional button think I will build right directional button think ask to build. Gather wood. Gather wood. Gather wood up directional button send yes to team down directional button send no to team left directional button think I will build right directional button think ask to build. Gather wood. Gather wood up directional button send yes to team down directional button send no to team left directional button think I will build right directional button think ask to build. Blank golem spawner. Village hotbar selected use up directional button down directional button left directional button to change selected melody 1 of 0 use L1 R1 to navigate. Cobblestone golem spawner.
These hearty friends are great at smashing structures, but make sure you protect them so they don't get smashed back.
Structure hotbar selected. Use up directional button, down directional button, right directional button to change arrow tower selected. Melody 4 of 5. Use L1 R1 to navigate. Ramp selected. Melody 1 of 5. Use L1 R1 to navigate. Ramp up directional button, send yes to team, down directional button, send no to team, left directional button, think I will build, right directional button, think ask to build. Arrow tower selected. Melody 4 of 5. Use L1 R1 to navigate. Arrow tower up directional button, send yes to team, down directional button, send no to team, left directional button, think I will build, right directional button, think ask to build. Arrow tower. Summons hotbar selected. Use up directional button, left directional button, right directional button to change cobblestone buildings. Connor selected. Melody 2 of 2. Use L1 R1 to navigate. Resource hotbar selected. Use down directional button, left directional button, right directional button to change gallery selected. Melody 1 of 2. Use L1 R1 to navigate. Cobblestone golem spawner. Category name hotbar selected. Use up directional button, down directional button, left directional button, right directional button to save all mouse selected. Melody 1 of 6. Use L1 R1 to navigate. Common hotbar selected. Use up directional button, left directional button, right directional button to change cobblestone buildings. Connor selected. Melody 2 of 2. Use L1 R1 to navigate.
Nice work! Try sending all of your allies forward. Great job. Focus and charge will be powerful tools on the battlefield. Your banner has 2 unique command modes. Focus will send your allies to a single target while ignoring all other enemies, while charge will let them attack anything they encounter along the way to their primary target. Now that you've got the hang of using the banner, let's try a few more advanced moves. It can give specific commands to specific allies if you need just one type or even just one friend to get the job done. Give it a try now. In the heat of battle, you'll need to be ready for anything.
Underscore support underscore new underscore category name hotbar selected. Use up directional button, down directional button, left directional button, right directional button to change all mouse selected. Melody 1 of 4. Use L1 R1 to navigate. People are unit correct underscore support underscore new underscore category name hotbar selected. Use up directional button, down directional button, left directional button, right directional button to change all mouse selected. Melody 1 of 4. Use L1 R1 to navigate. hotbar selected, use up directional button, left directional button, right directional button to change cobblestone going. Right selected melody, you have to use the one or one to navigate. Toolbar unit direct underscore support underscore group underscore category name hotbar selected, use up directional button, down directional button, left directional button, right directional button to change all mouse selected melody one up or use the one or one to navigate.
This outpost is done, but there are more piglins out there. There's no time to waste.
Hotbar selected, use up directional button, down directional button, left
What's the world
directional button,
showing
right
us?
directional button to change all mobs selected melody 1 off or use L1R1 to navigate. Toolbar unit direct underscore support underscore group underscore category name hotbar selected, use up directional button, down directional button, left directional button, right directional button to change all mobs selected melody 1 off or use L1R1 to navigate.
Interesting. The world is waking to the war. Where will this lead?
Summons hotbar selected, use up directional menu screen section 2 of 2 resume button. How to save ampersand leave button 4 of 4 touchpad button, friends. Loading. Main menu screen campaign button 1 of 6 become a legend. Switch hero button 5 of 6 try.